So today is the first day of London Fashion Week for this season, this February 2025 season. The plan for me today is there's not actually anything going on that I'm that interested about, but I don't have the locations for the rest of the weekend. So my plan is to spend the morning just doing some street photography because I need to go to the film lab, so I'm going to do that kind of around Shoreditch, and then maybe head to Selfridges where there is like a pull and bear event and see if there's anyone I know there that can maybe help me out for the rest of the weekend. That's the plan. I don't know how it's going to go. I don't know if I'm going to end up getting any locations for the weekend at all, but that's kind of the risk of doing this. I did have a shoot booked today which got cancelled a couple of days ago, so it's given me a pretty free day to kind of do what I want. And like you guys will know from previous videos, I'm trying to get a little bit more into street photography, so it's kind of been nice to allow me that bit of time to invest in just shooting street stuff. It is raining today, which is not a great start, but I'm going to hope that that plays to my advantage and I can kind of get some moody shots of stuff, and also maybe there won't be as many press people around events if it's raining. I don't know how that's going to work, but yeah, I'm going to travel light today because there's not any shows that I actually really want to like shoot or events I really want to shoot outside of, so I'm just going to travel with my one Sony A7 IV and probably the 28-70, whereas the rest of the weekend I might take 2 cameras and a few other lenses. The first fashion week that I did was this time last February, and I can't even remember how I ended up getting all of the information I needed to shoot, but regardless it ended up being quite fun. Yeah, I ended up meeting like a lot of other photographers who were then able to help me out for future shows, locations and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just kind of nice to see people that you haven't seen in a while and like catch up with photographers, because we tend to be busy people and not do too much of that. So yeah, even if nothing comes from this week, hopefully I'll see some familiar faces and meet some new ones. But that's the idea today. I will be leaving shortly and I will take you guys with me, and I don't know if I'll do an update today, I might do it tomorrow, but either way, this is London Fashion Week, February 2025. Let's see if I even get to shoot anything. So it's Friday, it's day 2 of London Fashion Week. Yesterday was the first day and it was pretty successful actually. It started off really slow, couldn't find any locations. I ended up meeting with Ava and we found 2 locations, but the shows kind of clashed. So one started at 8 PM and one started at 8:30, but they were different like parts of the city. So we kind of chose the one that started first, which was the Harris Reed show, which was the first like proper show, or like official show, I guess, I don't know, of the season at Tate Britain. It was pretty quiet actually, not many photographers and not many people to photograph, and it was raining and it was night, and I think one of the things I'm wary about is not making my fashion week work looking too much like paparazzi. So when you're just kind of armed with a flash, it can be kind of difficult. So I was using a pretty slow shutter, did some kind of like dragging the shutter techniques and just tried to let as much ambient light in as possible. I'm going to shoot outside 2 shows today, I think. So there were a few that we were able to get our hands on for today, and some of them were really early and I got back late last night, so that is not on the cards. I'm going to go to a show now that starts at 2:30, so I'm going to get there for about 2 and try and get people entering. And then after that there is a Mark Fast show, and I think that's at 4 or maybe 4:30, so I'm going to try and get there again half an hour before and just see what I can get. And then I'm going for dinner tonight, so I'm not going to be working late. Yeah, hopefully get some locations for tomorrow, because for Saturday I don't really have anything planned yet. So yeah, hopefully someone will be kind enough to let me know where some things are happening on Saturday. I'm gonna get ready now and head out. So today is day 3 of London Fashion Week. It is Saturday. I'm kind of losing track of the days because it's like, oh, starting on a Thursday feels weird. So day 3, yesterday was day 2 obviously, and it was okay. I went to a couple of shows, but I didn't really get much that I liked. Because I'm quite new to still shooting kind of street style for Fashion Week, I feel like there's still a lot of like the logistics of shooting around so many other photographers and in such a busy place that I'm still trying to get used to. Today I'm going to try and get to a couple more shows than I did yesterday and just see kind of what happens and if I can actually get anything decent. Saturday, Sunday, Monday left. I've got 3 days left. Fingers crossed I get something that's actually worthy of putting in this video. But yeah, I'm going to head now to the first show, or not the first show of the day. I'm way too tired to be doing the first shows of the day, but it's like the first one of the afternoon. So yeah, I'm gonna head off. Buy a new mic because I actually filmed a ton of stuff last week and didn't realise that my mic was broken, which was great. But anyway, it is day 4 of London Fashion Week and I am trying to do pretty much a full day today, which will be the first day that I've done that, and my feet are already hurting, so I don't know how it's gonna go. But yeah, there's a few shows today that I want to shoot and just see what happens. I think it's going to rain again, which isn't ideal, but it is what it is. We are in London after all. Yesterday was a weird one. I didn't really feel that inspired and I didn't feel like it was going that well. But I did get a few shots that I was really happy with, but didn't really realise I was happy with them in the moment. But just generally from like a social point of view, London Fashion Week is really good because you see a lot of photographers that maybe you haven't seen for a while, and it's just nice to kind of catch up and talk about the industry and creativity and, you know. But yeah, that's me for today. I'm gonna head off now and head to the first show at about 11:30. So I've got about 2 hours before I need to be there and see what happens. So today is day 5 of London Fashion Week. It is the last day of London Fashion Week. The last show today is Burberry at 7 p.m. at Tate Britain, which is where the first show earlier this week on Thursday night was held. Really the only show that I'm interested in shooting tonight. I've got some errands to run beforehand, so I'm going to do that and then head in to shoot the final show. I am a little bit apprehensive because of the location, the size of the show. There are a few things that I'm trying to consider. One, the location, I've shot there twice before, and it's not always a great location because there's not loads of points at which you can take photos of people. Secondly, it's going to be night, so it's going to be a lot of flash, which I think just makes it a little bit harder to be creative and think creatively about what you're doing. For me, one of the things about London Fashion Week is you have to be creative. You have to try and think about how you can get a shot that is different to all of the other, sometimes like 100 other photographers trying to get the same shot. It's also meant to rain, which also isn't great because the guests aren't really going to want to pose. So you have a shorter amount of time in order to get those photos. And the last thing is, because it's such a big show, it tends to have the bigger names attend. Shooting street style can be difficult because you have so many photographers, so many fans and people there trying to do the same thing that you are trying to do, and it can be a little bit carnage. I shot the Burberry show in September, street style again, and I was able to find a really good vantage point because it was at the National Theatre. It has a bridge, has some stairs, and I was able to shoot from there and get some shots I was really happy with. But I'm not as optimistic going into tonight's show. I'm going to head out now and run some errands, and then the show starts at 7, but I've been told by everyone to get there really early, so I'm going to try and get there about an hour early, about 6, and see what there is to see. And this is probably going to be the last clip of this video where I'm talking to the camera, so thank you guys for watching. I hope you've enjoyed coming with me for a full season of London Fashion Week. It's the first time that I've done as many shows as I have done and gone every day as well. And I've got to tell you, my feet are killing, my shoulder hurts. I can't wait for tomorrow to just kind of unwind and not do as much and not walk 20,000 steps a day with lots of equipment. But yeah, it's been a great experience, and I've met so many people, photographers, etc., that it's just made this experience so enjoyable. I think that's probably going to be the biggest thing that I take away from this, is the social aspect of it. As a freelancer, sometimes this job can get a little bit lonely, but it's been nice to hang out with people, see familiar faces and meet some new people. Who knows, I might even end up returning for the September season. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to head out now and I'll put the photos that I shoot, if I get anything worthwhile, on screen.